BIM is definitely one of the most popular technology in the architecture, engineering and construction industry. If you work in this industry, I bet you have been bumping into this technology, and I hope you have been embracing the powerful capability that BIM can give to your workflow to automate them and exchange data from different kind of software. Today we are gonna have a look at a really nice tool that I discovered. It's open, so it's free, and it's gonna help you to do a lot of stuff related to BIM. This tool is an extension in Blender, which is a really famous 3D modeling and rendering software that has been used mainly from architectural point of view back in the days, but today it can help us with BIM. The magic tool we are gonna discover together is called Bonsai. It was formerly known as a Blender BIM and is now an extension in Blender. So today we are gonna see how we can install Blender, how we can install Bonsai, and how we can do our first step using this magical tool. Before going there, let me introduce myself. I'm Professor Rino. I've been using BIM for my research and I've been teaching BIM since 2018, so I've done a lot of stuff with it. I was really excited when I discovered Bonsai because I believe that there is a lot of potential there. Is it good enough to replace existing tools like Revit, Bentley? Probably not yet, but who knows in a few years. So I really hope that you can be with me so you can be a few steps above anyone else that is using BIM, because you're gonna start being proficient in using Bonsai. If you never use BIM and you're wondering what is BIM, it stands for Building Information Modeling. So the main difference between a 3D model and BIM is that a BIM has much more information associated to each item that you will find in a BIM document. So for instance, if you were just creating a simple 3D model, you will have seen a wall created with the geometry like the box here on the left hand side. But if we start embracing BIM, you will see this image from the BIM Handbook 3rd edition that actually shows us the BIM of a wall, and in this case you can see that there is much more than the simple geometry in terms of parameter. You can see that there are relationships with other objects like windows and doors that they can be located inside this wall. You will see that in the BIM literature there are many other dimensions beyond the three-dimensional. You will read and listen about 4D, 5D, 6D, and probably we are getting much more dimension than the string theories. What's the advantage of using a BIM in your workflow? Basically, you just create a really big database of a single building, and you can always go and retrieve information that can be useful for many kind of analysis in the construction stage and operational stage, and also when you're gonna get rid of the building. You will have still information about all the things that are still inside an existing building. If you Google and check online, you will see that there is a lot of software that allow you to create and manage a BIM document. So you can see here there is so many of them. I'm personally been using quite a lot of Revit, but there are many other really powerful editing tools. And there is of course OpenBIM. Back in the day, I was telling my student that there is equivalence of editing software, and OpenBIM was mostly to share information and exchange information with others. So it was basically the equivalent of using a Word to edit a document and then share a PDF with the rest of our colleagues. We all know that we are going to be capable to open a PDF using any free software. Now, you can of course modify PDF, but good luck doing it if you want to do a lot of change. It's going to be a really pain in your neck. So let's go and see what is OpenBIM and what is actually IFC. If we go to Wikipedia, you will see that IFC basically stands for Industry Foundation Classes. And you can see that there are ISO documents that have been created describing all the parametric feature of all the elements integrated in these classes. You can see that there is a long history here from the 1996 when we had the IFC 1, and now we are with IFC 4 in 2024, and of course there will be soon or later an IFC 5 and so on. So this open standard is becoming bigger and bigger, and it's becoming more powerful for a lot of applications in our industry. The software that I'm really excited to talk about today, it's called Bonsai. You can retrieve the webpage by just going to bonsaibim.org, and you will land in this beautiful page that shows a bit of an overview of what we can do with Bonsai, formerly known as Blender BIM. You can see that there is a lot of stuff that can be achieved with Bonsai. not just creating a BIM files, but doing a lot of more analysis like structural analysis, creating costing and scheduling of a building, facility management, and much more. You can connect your BIM to the building and basically create your first digital twin. So it's a really powerful tool and not that difficult to install. Let's go and have a look how. So the first step for you is to go to blender.org and download this software. You need to just go to download, and depending on your operative system is available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. You can decide which version you wanna install, and you will basically go through classic iteration of installing any kind of software. So the first time you will open Blender is gonna look like this. It's sometimes a bit overwhelming. It takes a bit of time and practice to familiarize with all the different tabs, but don't worry, I'm gonna help you to familiarize with the most important parts. So the first things that we need to do now is to go and install Bonsai. So I'm gonna quickly show how to do it. You go to Edit, Preference, then you go to Get Extension, and you need to tap here Bonsai. And you'll see that in my case, I've already installed it, so you will just press the installation button here, relatively easy, and it's gonna take a few minutes because it's gonna download all the material that you need for Bonsai. And to make sure that he is activated, you need to go to Add On here and make sure that you have Bonsai activated. In my case, it's not active, so I'm gonna press on this and wait a few seconds so that Bonsai will be available on my Blender. Once Bonsai is loaded on your Blender, you will see a change in this panel. You will see that there is the new tab here called BIM, and you will see a bit of reshifting of the list of elements. If we go back to the layout of Blender, you will see that it was here. Instead now it's right here, and it's much easier to handle BIM file because they generally have quite a lot of items in this outlier showing all the elements. So the other things that you will see appearing are all these new buttons here that are gonna help us in the next video to see how we can create a BIM file from scratch. The other section that you need to familiarize yourself is this part here, in which you will have the possibility especially to read the information about the BIM file that you're opening, and it's gonna be really important when we try to generate our BIM file from scratch. So in this tutorial, I'm gonna use the example provided by Bonsai. So if you go back, go to documentation, then we need to go to explore IFC model, and you can download this sample IFC file for free. So let's go and have a look how we can open it in Blender. So we need to go to File, and now you will see that these two items were not there before Bonsai was installed. So we can go and open IFC file, and I'm gonna do it and go and select the IFC file that I just downloaded from the internet. Once it's open, it's gonna look like this, and you will see that it's a relatively nice and simple example that can be used to familiarize with the most common parts of Bonsai. So from now on, you will see all the button that I'm using on and all the click that I'm doing with my mouse are gonna be visualized right here. So let's go and have a look at the different parts. Here you can see that you have all the items inside our file that has been just opened here. If we select one of them, I'm gonna select the door. It's gonna show you which item has been selected, and of course you can make sure that you hide this object or leave it on. By clicking this button, you will see that the door is gonna appear and disappear. So you can see that they are grouped in different categories. You can select multiple objects by using, for instance, the shift and keep selecting all the items. For instance, in this case, I'm selecting all the walls. Trick is that you select the first one, you press shift and you go to the last one, and you're gonna select all of them. Or if you want to select just few of them, you need just to press Ctrl and select all the items that instead you want. So if we go on this other side of Blender, you will see that instead we have the information of this project. So let's go and expand this section a bit. So you'll see that it's using an IFC standard, and it has been saved in 2016, so you can see the location of the file. Let's close all these tabs so we can have an overview of it. So you can see the spatial information, the grouping, project setup, geometry, and so on. Within Bonsai, you will end up using all these tabs here, so you don't need to go back and forth in different parts of Blender. So everything is right here. And if you open this small arrow here, you will see that we are in the scene of Blender. Of course, we can go and check other tabs like object, material, but it's not gonna be really useful since Bonsai has become an extension because everything has been consolidated here. So you will see that the project overview is here, but we can go also to the different tabs like object information from here or just clicking here. So we can move in the different parts of this plugin by either clicking here or opening this window here and select the item that you're looking for. So as we mentioned before, here we have all the information of the project, and you can open and see much more information about the IFC building structure. You can see here all the classes that are within this single project. For instance, if we want to go and see the walls, we can just open the wall standard classes, and you'll see that there is quite a lot here. The walls are basically here. The two wall classes using this file are 1 and 2. You can see that there are 5 elements and 8 elements. What if you wanna select all of them? You can just press this button here. You'll see that he has been selecting all the elements that we were talking about. We can then, of course, view them or hide them, depending on what is the goal that you are trying to achieve. So for instance, if you wanna go and visualize a specific object that you have selected, how can you do it? You can select it, go to view, and then press frame selected. So you can see that the visualization is gonna take you straight away to the element that you were trying to see. We have also the possibility to change the visualization, of course, by swapping on this axis here. So you can go to different kind of visualization, and as always with the middle bottom you can decide to navigate in different way. If I press shift, you can see that I can slide the 3D model in any direction. You need also to be aware that if you click on different element here, you're gonna have a different visualization of the same object. If you want to have the rendering visualization, you can go here. It's gonna look dark, especially if you don't have a light into the scene. So you can put a light and a camera, you can reach really beautiful rendering visualization of this BIM object. So it's something that really to explore because it's really used by many architects. What if we want to get the object a bit transparent? We can just tap this one and we are gonna have a X-ray visualization of the building. Pretty cool, huh? So you can see, for instance, inside that there is a stairs, spiral one going upwards. So you can get a good sense by just using the X-ray visualization. You're gonna be basically a superhero. So let's go and see this part here. What if we wanna see the parametric information of one of those objects? For instance, let's select this slab. You can see here that is called EFC slab. You can see some metadata visualized here, and if you click here on object information, you will see that you have the possibility to read all the information related to this slab. And in some of these cases, you have also the possibility to go and edit by pressing on the pencil, so you can change the information. So here you can see that you have also the possibility to do multiple selection. In this case, you can see that this is a IFC slabs type. And if we want to select all the items similar to this one, we can just press here. And you can see that we have multiple selection item. We have the possibility to hide them or inverse and hide everything else. So how can we do it? We need to go to objects here. We go to show and hide here. And you can see here that you have the possibility to hide the selected or do inverse hiding. The good news is that there are a lot of shortcuts, H and Shift H. For instance, if I press H, you will see that the slab is gonna disappearing. I'm gonna do Ctrl Z to go back. let's go with Shift H. You can see that everything else is disappearing. Let's bring it back to the scene. If you find this tab a bit overwhelming, you can start closing all the elements here. For instance, I'm gonna just click on this small arrow and you can see that now you have a nice and tidy visualization. Element that can be really useful if you're a QS, it's here. If we go to quantity, you can see here you have all the information that you might need to perform your takeoff. You can see there is even a button here. We will discover probably this feature in some future video. The other important part of Bonsai is also the geometry and materials. It's where a lot of parametric change can be done. So in this case, I'm gonna close everything so it doesn't look overwhelming to you. So you can see that there are a lot of different information. You can find the information regarding the position of this element. Here you can see in material, the material, IFC material that has been associated with this slab that is selected now. And you can go and discover all the other features regarding this specific project. Something that, for instance, I want to do is to hide the spacing inside Blender. So I'm gonna select all the spaces and hide them. And I'm gonna show you a really nice, beautiful feature that you can use here in Bonsai. You can navigate within the building. The things that you need to do is to press here and roll Explore tool. And then you need to press Shift and W. And now it's gonna basically allow us to move within the project like if it was a first-person shooting, but of course we can't shoot here, although we might be tempted to press and click, and you'll see that we are gonna get out, lose the possibility to move within the scene. Let's go back, Explore tool again, and press Shift W. And if you scroll on your middle wheel of the mouse, you will have the possibility to speed up or go slower if you do go too fast. So you can see here that we can go upstairs and have a visualization of what is in the upstairs of the building. So this is something that I never found in many IFC visualization tools, so it's really powerful. And the other final things that I want to show you is the possibility, let's ask from here, pressing ask, the possibility to quickly modify and delete elements, especially if you're gonna do other simulation that don't require specific element. In this case, for instance, I'm selecting this door here, and if I press delete, it's gonna be removed from the scene. So you can also modify its geometry. To do it, you need to press N on your keyboard, and you will see that this tab is gonna be open. If you press it again, it's gonna disappear. It's basically just using N. And if we go to items, you have the possibility to actually move the door, but be always careful not to overdo because you might make mess your models. And of course we can rotate it, but you see that pivot is not really here on the end of the door, so the rotation is not really a parametric well-defined one, but you can still readjust it with some shifting. So if you want to discover much more, I really suggest you to go to the documentation page of Bonsai. You can see here it's a summary of what we have been already discovered, and the other advice that I give you is to start installing it and start playing with it and try to explore all the sections that we have been discussing before. And you don't want to miss the next video about editing using Bonsai, so you can create the first EFC building using this beautiful tool. I really recommend you to subscribe to this channel, press the bell so you will be notified when the second video is gonna be there. I've already made other exciting videos showing how EFC can be used in the fire protection engineering industry, so you can see the one about evacuation, the one about fire modeling using BFDS, so you can explore more how EFC can be used to data exchange and allowing you to create really beautiful simulation. Thank you for watching this video, and see you to the next one on the Bonsai editing features. See you soon.